Hey Buns, I know I've been fairly critical of Endwalker as an expansion, as have many others, for everything from, not enough mid-core content to an over-focus on solo stuff to the detriment of the MMO side of things. But I am not here to beat a dead chocobo today. We have been over this, and these conversations have been fruitful. Yoshi P has addressed pretty much all of my complaints and most popular community complaints at PAX East, and we're all pretty optimistic for Dawn Trail right now. Now that the dust is settled and we've got bright, sunny days ahead, I think it is worth looking back on all the good things that Endwalker brought us, things that might have been overlooked or underappreciated when some of us were busy molding. After all, Endwalker gave me the best thing that any video game has ever given me, something that was sorely missing and that I had asked for and begged and pleaded for, and then once it arrived, it made everything better forever. Yes, Endwalker is the expansion that gave us Bunny Boys. And not just any bunny boys, but it gave us Aaronville, a main character bunny boy with an amazing voice actor who's got a super cool accent, and he's this badass hunter tracker guy.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Wait!
I actually spend about half my time in the game hiding and trying to seem inconspicuous while I take screenshots of random bunny boys. I might have a picture of your bunny boy on my computer. But you'll never know. So you're never gonna get rid of me. Like, even if they deleted all of the content in the game, like if they got rid of the raids, the trials, the dungeons, everything, I will actually still be playing it. So I can log in and look at bunny boys. You are not gonna get rid of me. Never. Endwalker also gave us little tiny bunnies, by the way, the Loperates, who gave us the best dance emote, which is like really bunny themed. It's so cute. So, I mean, this really was the bun expansion. If you're a bun enthusiast, then it deserves some credit. Oh my god, that's so bad. Endwalker also gave us my favorite deep dungeon ever, Eureka Orthos. And why is it good? Well, because you get your ass handed to you from level 1. They actually listened to our complaints we had about other deep dungeons, like, oh, Palace of the Dead, it's so boring until like level 150, or have it on high, it doesn't get hard until like level 70. And they're like, oh, really? Bet. They created the most punishing deep dungeon of all time that will one-shot you before you even get to level 10. Like, people can't even level in there because every single mob chooses violence. With other deep dungeons, if you go in there with a light party, it's gonna be safer. But no, with Orthos, that in no way guarantees your safety. Having 3 other, like, it's just 4 people are gonna die instead of 1. I haven't even tried it solo yet. And that is not because I'm scared. I'm not scared. I will do it. I will. Endwalker also gave us Reaper, which is gonna be even cooler in Dawn Trail based on the Job Actions trailer. It's fun, it's easy to play. Like, I mained it for half the expansion, and I'd never played a melee before, and so if I can handle it, I feel like anybody can. So it's not hard to figure out, but it's still really enjoyable. So to me, that's a 10 out of 10 job. It also has got really good job story, which I liked, as well as Sage, which I'm sure some of y'all enjoy. I'm just, don't ask me about Sage. I'm so bad at it. I failed the job quest for it, and I'm too ashamed to try again. So I was. But Reaper, though, you get a scythe, you get an emotional support demon, you can teleport by tearing a hole in space-time. You literally tear reality a new butthole on Reaper that you can squeeze yourself out of. And back it. This expansion gave us Ishgard housing, a thing that we had been asking, begging, and pleading for years. I still kind of wish it was more snowy, but the Ishgard style of homes look great. And there's a cool spa you can hang out in where Emmerich spies on you in his elephant fursuit. Does that count as a fursuit? Because, I mean, elephants are hairy. Not even that hairy. And Emmerich's doesn't seem that hairy at all. Endwalker also gave us the best ultimate raid of all time, and arguably some of the best video game content ever made. Like, the experience of clearing that, I never had a child or a wedding. Or like, you know, I graduated college, but I didn't really give a shit about the ceremony. So like, I haven't had like super memorable human life milestones, and I don't need them because to me, clearing DSR was like a wedding, you know, to Thornton and the Knights 12 and Graceful and Nidhogg, plus graduation from the PhD that I earned by studying the fight, plus like, okay, no, it's actually not like having a child at all. I have no idea what that is like, but it was a lot of pain. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is it was very beautiful and it mattered. Okay, like on my tombstone, when I die, you can write, "Here lies Zepla, the Heavens legend." And random people who don't play will be like, "Oh, that's so sweet. She's like an angel. That's really thoughtful." They won't know that's actually the title I got, clearing DSR. You know what else they did in Endwalker that was really good? They started removing the gender locks on items. Now, why did it take them so long to start doing that? I don't want to complain in this video. It's meant to be positive. But they also added in new gender locked items at the same time, which is really annoying because it's like, if you're going to start solving this problem, then why do you continue to add to the problem that you're trying to solve? It doesn't make any sense. I'm really glad I can finally use that Mad Hatter looking Alice in Wonderland top from Valentine's. I really relate and connect to that rabbit from Alice in Wonderland because I'm always late. We also got some really good events in Endwalker, like my all-time favorite event, which is active right now, by the way. Yes, they just brought it back. The Fall Guys event. It's extremely fun. Also had a really cool FF16 crossover event where you got the Torgal mount and Minion, and yeah. There might have been other events that got a rerun, but I can't think of any others. With this expansion, we got duty support added to every single dungeon in the entire game, which is huge. Like, you can now be aggressively bad without bothering anybody but Thancred. I'm actually so toxic to my trust NPCs. Like, I will run ahead of the tank and just pull so they will go faster. After over 2 years of that, we shouldn't be surprised that the Scions need a vacation, and Urianjay's out here chugging pina coladas. After what I put him through, I think he earned it. Every time we bring up Criterion or Variant, we complain about the rewards, because that was a really serious problem. But putting that aside for the moment, you can't say that the content was bad or that it didn't add anything worthwhile to the game. Like helping Masya catch his fish and that crazy fairy girl in Alo Alo Island, that was charming, that was cute. The soundtrack for Alo Alo is great. VNC dungeons are unlike anything we've had before. The dungeons with branching paths based on choices you make. You can go in by yourself if you want to. Like, I think the core of it is a really solid idea and a good addition to the game overall if they can iterate on it, which I assume that they will in Dawntrail. Like, imagine a variant dungeon in Ishgard and Emmerich is your guide through it. Wouldn't that be amazing? Or Crystarium and Lena guides you through. There's big potential here. Like, just fix the rewards, literally. Speaking of not perfect but high potential features that Endwalker gave us that could serve as the basis for something really excellent later on, Island Sanctuary. You know, that's the closest we've ever gotten to instanced housing in the game. You even have a bed now that you can slash doze in, and now all they need is to add a retainer bell, a crystal bell, an armoire, a glamour dresser, and adventures book. There's a ton of glams you can get there, like the booty shorts, which is, you know, something that the game really needed. I did finally get my alligator, another thing the game really needed, especially now that I'm in Florida. I think the island suffered from a lack of tons of other replayable content to do in the patch cycles. So we ended up trying to play it more than it was designed to be played, if that makes sense. Like, I've been doing it lately casually. Just check in once, maybe twice a week. And it's become a place where I'll park my character while I'm writing and editing videos like this one. Because I actually don't have a house, so at least I have some place homey to be, you know. Besides the alligator and Torgal that I've mentioned, some of the game's best and weirdest mounts were added in Endwalker. There's Argo, the fluffy glowy dog, the glowy cat from Orthos, the UFO abduction mount, the level checker mount was a TV that you're inside, which is super crazy. and the space jelly mount from the Omicron beast tribe. Like, these are all really different and unique mounts that I love so much. All really unique and good additions to the game from Endwalker. Other little miscellaneous things that I can think of that I'm really glad Endwalker added. Oh, the Grabulofs, those little guys, little seal guys. That dating sim scene that we got in the main story. The push-up scene with Estinian. Honestly, Estinian in general, he was just such a star the entire time. Like, patch quests and two, like Estinian really, we got a lot of great Estinian content in this expansion. Endwalker also gave us some insanely beautiful zones, like some of the best music in the game too, like Flow. Charlian as a city is stunning. Close in the Distance. The Dead Ends dungeon is one of my all-time favorite dungeons, and the music that plays in there is also great. Endwalker overhauled PvP, and it is actually fun now. I have been having a blast doing Crystal and Conflict. I got Crystal in this first season, and it's crazy how they managed to condense all the jobs into just a couple of buttons and still preserve that job identity and make it feel really fun. Like, I've been playing Black Mage recently, trying to get the Fierce Tyrant's attire on the PvP track, and it's been great. Myths of the Realm was pretty enjoyable. I think that's one of my favorite Alliance Raid series we've ever had. I loved Thaliak. I loved the Naldal fight. Like, the music that plays in that fight is amazing. I think everybody liked that. Overall, we had this spectacular 6.0 story that felt like a fitting conclusion to the 10-year Hydaelyn Zodiark saga. So looking back on all this, as we prepare for a new adventure, let me ask you one last time. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile? Well, hell yeah, it has, because there's bun boys in my journey now. Yeah, did I have some complaints about Endwalker? Yes, and I still stand by many of those complaints, but still, we're coming out way ahead. We're in a much better position with bun boys now than we were before Endwalker. Like, what were some of your favorite things looking back on Endwalker? What are you glad that we have now because of Endwalker that we didn't have before? Please let me know in the comments section down below. I also want to take a moment to thank our Patreon buns and our Ko-Fi buns, and also those of you who are supporting the channel by subscribing on Twitch. I want to thank our Omega buns supporting on Patreon at the highest tier. That's Anti-Clockwise, Els, Pete Wilson, and Christoph Brock. So thank y'all so much for your support of the channel. We have many exciting things to share in the future, so please stay tuned to the channel. I'm looking forward to covering Dawn Trail once it comes out, so yeah, I will talk to you soon. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch or Ko-Fi. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or leaving a comment. You can also share this video with your fellow buns. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.